Okay, welcome to Comfort Havoc number 2. Instagrammers, you're only going to get a half of this because my phone battery's about to die, but you can go to Comfort Havoc number 2 to watch this video. Before I begin, this video will be slightly offensive. It is not hate speech, it is factual speech. I'm not going to go Googling statistics and all that other crap. I'm going to go with my life experience, and you're just going to have to sit back and enjoy the ride. I will be doing martial art videos right now, but the grass is wet. It rained off and on all day, and I don't want to take chances of getting caught in another rainstorm. Again, the phone only has yay so much percent, so Instagram, please bear with me. You're only going to get yay so much of this. Kung Fu Havoc number 2 is going to get both part 1 and part 2. And this video is titled Reverse Racism, or to be blunt, black on black crime, or black on black racism. You'll figure it out when you find it. I'll figure it out when I decide to title the damn thing. Alright, so let's begin. Alright. So, out of the blue, because I don't know how long Black Lives Matter actually have existed, I am not in any of these movements. Let me make that abundantly clear, because I truly believe that all lives matter. I truly believe that I myself personally don't have the right to be a racist, being that I am of Cherokee, Native American, black and white descent. So, if anybody has the right to call out racism, it's me. If anybody has the right to not be a racist, it's me. And the simple fact is, racism is a thing. Now, before we go into the depths of this, I want to say that I don't give a damn who you are, what your gender is, or what your race is, but the common fact of the matter is that you are in more danger from someone who looks just like you versus someone who don't, depending on the situation, depending on the crowd of people, depending on your location. Alright? Now let me break that down for you, because in America, apparently the black on black, white on white crime level is about even Steven, where the same can be said for the Asians and the Mexicans and all that other stuff. However, if you go to Asia, it's highly likely that if you are Asian, you will more than likely get attacked by another Asian versus a foreigner, unless the foreigner just doesn't give a damn. I've never been to Asia, I've only been to Canada. So, therefore, I've been to certain parts of Canada, and I'm sorry, Canada is a fuck ton more peaceful than America. Now, I've made at least 7 or 8 trips to Canada. I've never had, not one time, someone call me a half-breed or the dreaded N-word. And no one's ever called me chief. So therefore, if I had to move anywhere on Earth and could live there forever, outside of Hawaii being the option that I really want to be, then Canada would be it. But I could only live there 3 months out of the year, which would be summertime. Alright, so let us begin. First and foremost, you have all these Black Lives Matter movements, and you have the White Life Matters, the Blue Life Matters, the Asian Life Matters. Screw all that shit. All life does matter, alright? Because everyone has something to contribute to this world. Whether you choose to contribute it in a good way or a bad way, it's up to you. I like martial arts. I would love for my acting career to take off, and it hasn't. And I've been at this thing for 20 years, and I have been failing at every turn, but I haven't given up. I also currently have a certificate in criminal justice. That's not the career I want, but, life happens. And I don't have kids. I don't have a legacy outside of my martial arts. So, that being said, we're going to roll now. In my lifetime, I have been a victim of reverse racism more times than I have ever been a racist victim of other racial people. I've only had maybe 1 or 2 white people say racist shit to me, 1 or 2 Native Americans say racial shit to me. But as far as black people, I've had a fuck ton of black people say shit to me. But mostly because I'm multicultural, and that's their back door. That's their back door into racially feeling good about themselves by putting me down. Well, here's the thing. No matter who you are, no matter what your gender is, no matter what sexual orientation or affiliation you have, there's the one thing on earth that you cannot fix. You don't get to pick your race. You don't get to go into the great beyond before you're born and say, hey, God, or Great Spirit, or Allah, or Buddha, or Jehovah, or whatever religion you choose to follow. You don't get to go and say, hey, I want to be a hot, sexy Asian chick. I want dudes to fall at my feet. I want to be the baddest, coolest, hippest black dude ever born. I want to be the richest white dude ever born. I want to be the most beautiful, blue-eyed, blonde-haired white chick that ever came into existence. I want men to throw themselves at my feet, and I want women to throw themselves at my feet, because I'm going to be one of those people. Now, all those people who just wish for all that shit, technology can help you with that gender shit, alright? But it can't help you with your ethnicity or your heritage or your background. You know, you don't get that option. When you are born, you don't get to pick the family you are born into. You don't get to pick if you want to be rich. You don't get to pick if you want to be poor. You just got drawn a hand, and God either slaps you in the face and got you a good family where you should be blessed, whether they're poor or rich, or God kicked you in the nuts and the vaginal implant, and you got a bad family, whether you are rich or you're poor. You don't get that option. You don't get that choice. The choice you get is the person that you choose to become. Remember that. You get to choose who you get to become. You can be an asshole. You can be a dick. You can be a thug. You can be somebody's bitch, their whore, their slut. You can be whatever you want to be. But who you choose to be is who you are going to be. So choose wisely. Now, I got that little word of wisdom out the way. When I was but a boy, I didn't know I was mixed until people pointed it out. I just thought I was black with really good hair. You know, that Egyptian quality. Shit, my ancestors probably ain't got not a goddamn drop of Egyptian blood in their ass. We know we have black blood. We know we have Cherokee blood. We know we have white blood. As for the cellular breakdown, I don't have money for 23andMe. So therefore, I am who I am, and that's it. Now, I am not a saint by far. I have done just as much bad shit as I've done good shit. You know, technically I've done more good shit than bad shit, because I've only done bad shit by force or by course, not by choice. Sometimes you don't get a choice. You know, like from being a 6-year-old to the age of 12 being into street fighting. I didn't really get a choice there until my dad gave me a choice. Like, you do that shit again, I'm gonna beat your ass. You're not their kid. Let them make their own kids fight, not you. Well, it's kind of hard to defend yourself against people who are bigger than you when you are a kid and you are scared. But that's neither here or there for this video. This video is about how much we have hatred towards each other in the black community. Okay, so from this point on, everyone who is not black, this video is just going to be your learning experience. Everyone who is black, this video is to open your eyes, or as the new term is for you millennials, because I'm a Generation Xer, the new term for y'all is woke. Alright? So, before you go any further in this video, if you are highly susceptible to offensive wording of my speech, stop watching now and go do whatever it is you like to do for fun. Because this bitch is about to get serious now. And I'm about to keep this shit real. So if you are highly offended by the stuff that I'm about to say, now's the time to go away. Made it funny, right? The stuff I'm about to say, time to go away. Scurry on like roaches, fly like bees, go through the birds, the bananas, and the trees. Alright, so here we go. Time to get serious now. Since the dawn of freedom of the African American slaves, there has been a small touch here and there of unity amongst black people. Small touches here and there. And by those small touches, I mean, you know, the rebels, Frederick Douglass, the people who came after him, the guy who invented peanut butter. Yes, he was a black man. The guy who invented the stoplight. They might have been the same guy, but yes, he was a black man. So, you know, black people have a thing about stopping other black people from getting ahead. I'm living proof of that, being that there is a black-owned movie studio in Petersburg that would not give my half-breed ass a fucking job. You guys would know me by now because The Expendables is not a kung fu movie. Cha-ching. Just go Google it. When you see who made it, you'll know the name of the theater. Anyway, because they told me straight to my face, we don't make kung fu movies. In less than 2 years, they made a kung fu movie after telling me that. Again, not relevant to this video, unless you count the fact that a black-owned movie company would not give a guy who's half black a job. Not as a janitor, not as a stuntman, not as a coordinator, not as a writer, not as a cook, nothing. So when you look at it that way, then it is relevant for this video. But if you're just looking at it out of my anger and from my perspective, it's not relevant at all. It's just like another drop in the bucket. Alright? Another example, there was a casting call for the movie Toy Soldiers. I didn't go to that one. There was a casting call for the movie Major Payne, which I boycotted because all of this luscious long hair, the guy promised me a role if I shaved all my head off. So I have like the worst looking head on the planet. I don't have a problem sharing. I will show you guys my cat card. It makes me look like some bald-headed, pickaninny, weasel-looking guy. See that? Got a good look? I look like a fucked up Shaolin monk. Hell, I just look fucked up. Anyway, I look like a fucked up Shaolin monk. So, I shaved all my hair, and I didn't get the role. So, I boycotted the film. I chose not to pay Damon Wayans and the lady from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air any of my fucking money because I really wanted to be in the film. And I shaved all my hair and got sent home and almost got to fighting with one of the white actors that was on set because he ran his mouth because he was an established actor. He was from California. Wherever you at, buddy, you made it. I didn't. But anyway, he almost didn't make it because I almost rearranged his face. And not because he was white, but because he had a sharp tongue. That being said, that also isn't relevant to this video unless you look at the fact that other black people in charge didn't give this black guy a job. So, black on black crimes. Let's get to it. Let's dig into it. We done dug into my little bit of problems. Now let's dig into black on black crimes. Let's dig into this shit and let's dig into it well. Because it is a known fact, no matter what city you are in, whether it be Chirac, New York, Detroit, Watts, California, there have been more black on black crimes in the 50 states of America, except maybe Alaska. I don't know if any black people are in Alaska. I know there's black people in Hawaii. I don't know if any black people in Alaska. I can't deal with the cold. That would be the last place on earth that I would ever go. Ever. Alaska, Antarctica, North Pole, no, fuck that shit. Unless I marry an Eskimo and she keeps me warm every night, there's no way in hell I'm going there. Even if I marry an Eskimo, I'm still not fucking going to Alaska. That's how much I don't want to go to Alaska. Even though I do have a brother out there from the Army. Workhorse. I salute you, brother. Anyway, he's also a National Guardsman like myself. Or, I'm a vet, though, so he's still serving. But the whole point of the matter is, I don't deal with the cold very well. So, let's zoom in on New York. In the 60s, 70s, and 80s, there was a fuck ton of black on black crime. Most of that shit swept under the rug. People don't notice it. People tend to turn a black eye. There wasn't too many places in Brooklyn, the Bronx, or Queens that you couldn't go where some black guy was in trouble by another black guy. Original guys to mug people and steal their shoes, that was like a Bronx thing. Alright, hey, I got family up there. They gave us the skinny on some of the shit that happens in New York. That's why their asses moved back home to Virginia. Alright? A lot of people of color leave these places because it's just not a healthy environment for people of color. Some people are New York born and bred. They ain't going no damn where. Alright? But for the most part, a lot of black on black crimes, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, smack dead all over New York. Stick up kids, the windshield wiper break off guy, that kind of shit. But that shit wasn't just grounded to New York. That shit was happening down south in Atlanta, down south in Florida, down in Georgia, down in fucking Alabama. Anywhere that there was a black community, black people hurt black people before they hurt other people. So when you pop out with these Black Lives Matters movement, where was that shit back when this shit was popping off? But it wasn't there because we didn't have a lot of black people who was willing to stand up for other black people. It took white people standing up for black people to actually make a difference, with the minor exceptions of the great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the great Malcolm X. Malcolm was a little bit more righteously forward than Dr. King because Dr. King was peaceful. Malcolm was not peaceful, just a little bit more blunt. Alright? But when you think about this shit, when you think about black on black crime, when you think about the things that are going on right now, not these movements, but when you think about how you see videos, and if you ain't been watching them, I'll tell you, a lot of these on IGTV will link you to black on black violent videos. I just watched 3 or 4 black people fighting in videos against other black people today alone and yesterday. And mostly today because I couldn't get the hell out of bed because my back's been hurting all damn day. It started hurting at 3 o'clock this morning and it hasn't stopped until like maybe 7 o'clock tonight, which is why I'm not actually outside doing martial arts. And my back is starting to ache right now. So when this video is over, I'm going to take some of these Advil PM, depending on how many I got. I am not going to take my Advil PM because there's only 2 and I better save this shit for a rainy day. So I'm going to take some of these Tylenol. Anyway, point of the matter is, I watched enough videos with black on black crimes and no one's really addressing it. We have to address the problems within our own community before we can get other people to address the problems in our community. And a lot of problems in our own community is that we don't like each other, or we don't want to see anybody else succeed. Instagram, this is over, so you can go check out the other 2 parts and the rest of this because my phone is blinking. So thank you guys for watching. For the rest of us here on Kung Fu Havoc number 2, let's see, educating. E-D-U. Come on, damn it. Stay on phone. So anyway, let me turn this off. Or at least let me plug the damn thing up. I don't know what the hell I just did. Well, somebody agreed with me on something. Anyway, moving on. We tend to forget that, how many real stars did we have before Tyler Perry broke on the scene and started giving everybody chances. And Tyler, if you're out there, I need a job, brother. And Tyler doesn't discriminate. He hires white actors, black actors, Asian actors. He doesn't give a shit. He hires actors. Or other actors who have studios that are of color will barely give you a second look. Now, we don't want you in this thing, because the chances of you exploding and making us money, or exploding and then leaving us or abandoning us, to go get more money than we got, that we can give you. A lot of us colored actors would be happy just to be fucking working. And that goes double for me because I've been at this for 20 fucking years with not one drop of success. Again, you want to question the relevance. Well, here's the relevance. How many black supermarkets have you gone into with a black boss that treats his black workers fairly versus how many black bosses you've had in your life that made you say, I will never in my life work for another black man? If you can say that you've had one black boss that you would say, yeah, I will work for more black people than white people in my lifetime, then that black boss is genuine. I got some truth for you. I've had very few black bosses that was great experiences. Alright? Very few. My job at Sears, my first black boss, he was a reverend. He was a good black boss to work for. The guy who got me the job, who replaced him, not so much. Fired me on my day off. Black on black crime relevance, really quite simple. He didn't go to bat for me even though I told the truth when this tall white Amazon lady got me riled up, and worse than that, the incident happened on Thanksgiving. So me being part Cherokee, having to clean up behind people who were not black or white all along. They were black, white, and every damn body under the sun, but they were all grown and wouldn't do their fucking job. So, because it was my job to clean up, they decided, hey, fuck that guy. We're going to just make this place a fucking mess and let the half-breed suffer, which is what they did. And then when she came in and started giving me problems, we had problems like probably from day one, but they just escalated when it got to Thanksgiving. And then I got fired the same weekend the movie Friday came out on my fucking day off. That being said, that's your black on black relevance. But I had a few female black bosses that treated me right. Where my male black bosses have made me say there's no way in hell I will ever work for another black boss again, especially a male. No. Most of my female black bosses I've had alright, but most of my male black bosses, I want to take them behind the back and put a bar of soap in a sock and sock party the shit out their ass. But that wouldn't have changed the facts. I had a Mexican boss. He treated me right, but he probably also thought I was Mexican. So that might be why he treated me right. But I also still wound up getting fired. I didn't get my certification for security, so I got fired. But again, no relevance there. The fact of the matter is, when it comes to black on black crime, most of the times that I've been bullied in high school, I've only been bullied by one white guy in high school. That was in 12th grade as I was leaving. And every other bully I've ever had in high school has always been black. Always been black. So you're wondering what this has to do with black on black crime. You know, a couple of those black cats told me they were going to stab me. A couple of those black cats told me they were going to shoot me. Does that not seem like a crime to you? Where people are threatening your life? A whole team of motherfuckers in Miss Jones' class. Yeah, I out her ass. Every time I talk about this, I will out her until the day I die or she come to me and apologize for letting that shit happen to the only mixed kid in the class. Yeah, I remember the spitballs. I remember everything that they did. And I remember taking my nunchucks to school. And I remember her telling me that I had to go to Mr. Kenny Littlewood's office, who did not like me because I was a half-breed martial artist. And all the black kids on the basketball, football team, or whatever academic team they were on was fucking with me in her class from the day school started until the day I said fuck it. So yeah, black on black crime doesn't count bullying. It does today. But the problem is really simple. There's more black on black crimes due to the fact that no one is guiding the youth of America in the black community. I'm not going to say African American. I'm going to get this straight for y'all one time only, because me and Whoopi Goldberg on the same page. I am not an African American. My ancestors were Africans because they were slaves. Every generation after that was freaking black American, not African American. African American is simply this, and no offense to you African Americans watching. You immigrated to America from whatever part of Africa you came from. Whether it be Ghana, Kenya, wherever the fuck it is. I don't know all the countries in Africa outside of Egypt. I also don't give a damn because I have no intention of ever going there. Ever. Because one of those African exchange students told me, y'all don't like half-breeds and y'all would shoot me when I get off the plane. So I'm not going to take a chance with my life to please Africans. But I do have a lot of African friends that are well, and I have some African people who just couldn't stand my ass. We won't go there. But again, that's where that black on black stuff happens. There was 3 students at the UVA that would not help me willingly because of me being mixed. And they only helped me because they liked Bruce. Now, there's not much difference between Bruce and I. We're both American. We're both black. Bruce is just tall as fuck. And every bit of 200 pounds of muscle, where I'm 120 pounds of problem, and I'm mixed. But they straight told me, we're only doing this because we're helping Bruce out. We're not here to help you out. But then I had another African dude that worked in the same little area in the UVA, and he was cool as fuck. Had another African friend, he was cool as fuck. And another African who was cool as fuck. And then the kid in high school who was cool as fuck. Hello, Aunt Mariah. But, you know, the other 2 out of the 6 to 8 Africans I knew could care 2 shits about me. And straight told me, we ain't welcomed in Africa. Well, it wasn't our fault that y'all ancestors sold our asses out. Here's your problem right there. Black on black crimes did not start in America. Just so did you know. So I'm going to try to go into more black on black crime in the second video. And I hope you guys aren't too offended by this video. And if you are, I apologize profusely for the 25 minutes of your life that I have insulted you. But thanks for watching.